then I get to the locker room and check Jake's gloves, and the person that never spoken ever, that was so quiet, walks around like, oh, you don't know nothing about these gloves. And that's a little clip that everybody see. And it's like, in my mind, I know what he's doing. The first thing Jake said was, oh, you here for clout. I said, don't play with me. You know I don't play those games. At that point, he froze up. So his act and his little character was stifled because he really don't, those guys are fans of mine. He really don't want to play those games because you know what I could do. Whether I've done it in my last fights or not, you know what I can't do, right? So then the dude came around and he was like at this point, I'm like, I know what he's doing. He's trying to boost himself and trying to make a confrontation like we know in sports, press conference, and so he can build a reason for me and him to fight because he a fighter that probably is out of the boxing arena, and he probably see an opportunity in the show boxing thing that makes some quick money and want to try to utilize me, my name, utilize my affiliation with being in Ben's corner, walking in the locker room, Jake. And it's really kind of pathetic and sad to try to use that to get a fight to make money.
Amen. And, it feels to me like the only people mocking Ben Askren a few days after that fight, turning him into a meme, things like that, are the people who don't know about the Dan Hodge trophies. People don't know about Bellator, don't know about the 2008 Olympic Games, don't know about one championship. I feel like people like us, and again, you've been watching him a lot longer than I have, know about his past and respect him too much to allow this to be his legacy, allow this to be the lead sentence when we talk about his bio that will be written in a few years. And so to me, I sit back and I look at this guy who said, hey, I just got hip replacement surgery in September. I was done. I was mentally and physically done. I just want to coach wrestling. I just want to coach kids. I admire the fact that he was willing to put himself out there. I admire the fact that he wasn't afraid of embarrassing himself, of stumbling. And now I admire the fact that he says, you know what? Monday morning, I'm going back to coaching kids. Like, this man truly seems content. It feels like Ben Askren has figured it out while we all continue to try and figure it out. He goes back to his lovely family, to his loving wife, to his 3 kids, to his wrestling academy. This man has set himself up for success. So if you think that he's sitting in his room in Wisconsin crying over the fact that he lost to Jake Paul and made more money in one night than he ever made in his entire career, you're fooling yourself. Ben Askren doesn't care, and we should admire him for that.
For more Ariel and the Bad Guy, sign up now for ESPN Plus.
It's crazy. It's a cool story. Like you said, it's very rare that you fight a guy in the local scene and then 10 years later you're fighting in the UFC. So both guys obviously had a great career. We had 2 completely different types of careers, and I think it's really cool, to have that, to have us meet up again. As far as middleweights go, there's no 2 better middleweights from New York in the history of the sport. So it's cool that we get to meet up, after all this time. It's just like when we fought the first time. To be honest, obviously both of us have way more experience now and have accomplished a lot more. But at the end of the day, in the eyes of MMA fans, it's on the feet, he's the dangerous guy, and on the ground, I'm the dangerous guy. And so, but in the last fight, I knocked him out, and it was, that's the thing about being a wrestler is that you get to kind of dictate where that fight goes, and you get to decide, you think I'm going to take you down, but now I'm going to punch you in the mouth. So it's, he's going to, and especially I was the first person to knock him out, and, he's going to have to worry about my hands. My hands are heavy, so if they land, they land. And then if I grab you, that's not what you don't want to be down there. So I just think I bring a lot to a table with that. And, so it's going to be calculated pressure, being, smart pressure.